Coach, with so much at stake with this game, what's the key thing that you want your team to concentrate on?
It's just football, it's just football. I mean, everybody sees that now, but I mean, reality is that all the games have had this much at stake on them, because if you don't win those, then you're not even playing in this one. You're at home and getting ready to go out recruiting, and players aren't practicing like 99% of the other teams out there. So it's a privilege to be able to practice right now, to have a game this week, and we've progressed as a team. I think we'll continue to do it, but I mean, for us, it's playing ball, and it's what this team enjoys to do, and we've gotten better. We need to take those steps again this week and keep the same approach that we've had.
But isn't it ironic that the team you're playing is the team that gave you your only loss this year, and it's for all the marbles, so to speak?
Yeah, no, it's great that it worked out that way. I mean, it's a championship game. I mean, you're gonna play a good team regardless. Like, I don't think we would be any more or less excited if it was anybody else. I mean, I've actually been in this situation twice where the one team, or one of the teams that got us during the year, we ended up playing later on. So I mean, this is not a revenge game, and that's not what this is. We played a really good football game, as did Utah up in Salt Lake. It was a league college football game. Came down to one play here or there. They got us that time. But this is not about that game. This is a new game, a new challenge, a new setting. Teams have evolved. Both teams have changed, certainly throughout the year. So this is about that, and obviously the opportunities that they have.
Lincoln, yesterday was the year anniversary of you officially getting hired here. When you look back a year later, anything that really stands out from that sort of whirlwind 24, 48 hours?
There is. I mean, honestly, we're in the middle of a short week right now. It's kind of not. It's not on our mind. I'm sure in the off season, as once the year winds down, I'll think about it a little bit. I mean, it was a crazy time. It was a lot going on. Feel about right now like I did then. It's kind of when you do sit back for a second and think about where we were a year ago, and kind of some of the things that have transpired for this team and the program during the time. It's fun to think about, but it's just not the time and place right now. I get everybody's talking, it's been a year, and that's been great, but the main thing right now is this opportunity that we've worked so hard over the past year to put ourselves in front of, and so we came here to get an opportunity to play in games like this, with opportunities like this, and it's exciting for us that we get to do it here in year one.
Lincoln, you've had success in the past in rematch games. What is the key to preparing for playing a team a second time?
Well, I mean, it's a challenge still. I mean, there's certainly, you get into a game and both sides. Most of the time in games like this, I mean, I don't know that either side's going to go completely, change what they've done, right? I mean, to get in this game, you had some success, right? You played pretty good to be in this. So, I mean, I think you got to get ready to go play again. I think you got to understand that maybe the way the first one played out is not necessarily the way the second one plays out. A lot of times, actually, they play out very, very differently, and just in terms of flow of the game and just kind of how it goes. So, I think you just got to reset yourself and be ready to go. And it is a challenge. It's good to have some of that experience that we've had. I remember the first couple of times at OU doing it, it felt unique just because I hadn't done that in my career yet. It's not like the NFL where you cross over, so much. And so yeah, I mean, we challenge the guys to reset, understand that this game's going to be a different game, different challenge, different setting. And you got to be ready to respond to that, especially against a tremendous team like Utah.
What did Eric Jeffrey's return mean for your defense, his extended snaps?
Yeah, it's helped. It's helped. I mean, he came in and played some good snaps. He was still a little rusty, but he made a couple plays like he tends to do. Similar to some of our guys that have missed extended time. That first game back was, he did some good things. He's moving around a lot better now, and you miss that much time, you got to reset yourself a little bit. And so being able to play some the other night and do some good things for us was great. We expect he'll be quite a bit better this week.
Justin Beatis said last week, I think, that post-game locker room scene after Utah was really the moment where he thought to himself, like, oh, this team really cares and the culture hasn't really changed. For you, did that feel like a turning point for this team in the course of the season, that you really see it hit something after that?
Yeah, I don't know that I'd say turning point, but I think it was like we were tested in a way there that we hadn't, right? We experienced failure, and experienced a loss, and we hadn't experienced that yet. And you know, if you try to change some things, you win games. Everybody's happy, things are moving along. It hadn't been tested in that way, so you wonder, all right, you lose a tough game like that on the road in the fashion we did right there at the last second. All right, is everybody really going to stick to this now? And like I told you guys after that week, I mean, certainly the mood, the vibe in that locker room, you know, I kind of use the phrase, you know, disappointed but not defeated at all, and even maybe more inspired was what you'd hope to see. And then most importantly, we've done something about it after that. To you know, you lose one like that middle of the season, you got to claw your way back to a position like this. I mean, and we've done that.
In what way, if at all, would you say Utah is a different team than the one you played in October?
Well, I mean, they're not going to go change what they've done. They've had a lot of success, and so they're not going to flip a script, and we're not either. But I think teams evolve, right? I mean, you get challenged different ways. You have different people in and out of the lineup. I mean, it's just the year goes on. Sometimes you start featuring this player or that player more, or teams start attacking you this way or that way more, and it's just kind of ever evolving. And so, you know, somebody that you played there at mid-season, I mean, they've played a lot of games since then, and we have too. They've had a lot of changes in personnel, and we have too. And so that's just kind of how it plays out. And then again, I think the biggest thing is in our heads. It's, you know, the game doesn't always play out the same way the second time. So you got to have an open mind and just be ready to go compete.
Let's do one more.
When Austin's role was reduced earlier this season, how did you address it with him? Did you have a conversation at that time with him about this?
Well, we told him when we felt like a couple of games in, we felt like that Trav had maybe inched ahead, and then a couple of games just played out that way where we started featuring Travis, and Travis was playing well, and we got in a little bit of a rhythm. And yeah, we were up front with them. And listen, there were some games, I think I told you guys after, there were some games in kind of that mid-season stretch that we should have played him more. You know, looking back on it, at that time we wish we would have, and we thought he had earned it. But yeah, we were up front with our guys about how we think a game's going to go or where we see them. It doesn't always play out that way, and that's where you give a guy like Austin credit. That's unselfish and it's headstrong, you know, and he didn't let it rattle him. He kept working, trusted there would be an opportunity if he kept his nose to the grindstone, and he's done that. And like I've said many times, nobody around here is surprised about him being ready to step up and play at an elite level like he has since Travis went down.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.